Guys, it's just getting bigger. For anyone who thought that the Caitlin Clark mania was going to die, I did too. I'm going to be honest. I thought completely that it was going to die. But another record, yet another record being broken. Not even record being broken because you've seen our 5th most watched broadcast since 2001. Every single one of these games has Caitlin Clark in it. Every single one of them. And not only that, it's not just to watch Caitlin Clark. This Indiana Fever team are so fun to watch. It's not even funny. They're so fun to watch. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We're trying to 27.2k by the end of the day. But this team is so fun to watch. And by that, I mean this new version of Fever where everyone just runs. Where they've realized, oh, if we run, we can get 10 points a game off running. Okay, and because we are running so much and teams are so scared of us in transition, teams aren't going to rebound offensively, which means it's easier for us to get defensive rebounds. Who'd have ever guessed that? Who'd have ever guessed that the remedy for offensive rebounds was the ability to outrun teams? And this team is just running and gunning. They're hitting threes. Everyone can shoot. Even their slow players. Even Damiris Dantas, who moves like she has got 2 bricks in both of her feet. Even Dantas is out here running up and down like she's... Or not even running up again. Hitting shots like she's prime Brooke Lopez. Or not even prime Brooke Lopez. Recent Brooke Lopez. But you can see there, 2.5 million games on ABC. Fear we could see another 2 million viewers. Like, it is scary. Like, this is so many people watching. Like, this is more people than are watching NBA games. I want to see what the average NBA viewership. I want to see what the average for... Look what the average NBA viewership is. On ABC, ESPN, TNT. So these are only like the big games. These are the nationally televised games. Is 1.5 million. 1.56 million is the average. Caitlin Clark, 2.23 million for her game on ABC. And again, like, it's one of those things where there are less people watching the NBA. And I think as much as anything, it is a sign that like less people are watching, because back in the Curry days, people watched a lot. Back in the Kobe days, people watched a lot. And look, there are how many NBA players are there that people go out of their way to watch? And I mean that. How many NBA players are at that superstardom level? There's a reason why they're still pushing Curry and LeBron, because there's no superstars left in the NBA. There are absolutely no superstars. But yet, there is one superstar. When we all talked about who the face of basketball is going to be when LeBron and Curry leave, the face of basketball is not... People are like, oh, does it have to be an American player? All this crap. The reality is the face of basketball isn't even playing in the NBA. The face of basketball is not even male. And that's the scary thing. Is that we saw the most viewed basketball game since freaking Game 7. I'm pretty sure she's played in like the 2 or 3 most viewed basketball games since Game 7 in 2016. And you might be saying, oh, it's not about Caitlin Clark. Then why is it she have more viewers against different opponents each time? Like, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese broke a record. Then Caitlin Clark versus Paige had more viewers than that. And then Caitlin Clark versus the unbeatable South Carolina team had even more viewers than that. And the previous year, Caitlin Clark versus Hailey Van Lith was one of the most viewed. Then Caitlin Clark versus what everyone thought was an unbeatable South Carolina team was then the most viewed. And then obviously the LSU game had the most views, with more views the next year. This is the face of basketball. She's the face of the sport of basketball. Too many people watching the Storm cry, I don't care. I don't care about all that stuff. But if you watch that game, like if you want to watch that game, keeping this purely basketball as much as possible, the only thing if you watch that game, you saw was an absolute clinic on passing, running, shooting, moving. Not so much defense. They just got lucky to the Storm missed shots. You just got everything. Everything that people have wanted in... The reason why people watch sports is to be entertained. It is to be entertained. And if you just saw on Ion, these were the game numbers. Again, They had 1.2 million viewers on Ion. Most watched games, the two most watched games on Ion have been Mercury and Fever. And then Indiana, Seattle beat out New York, Las Vegas. Of course it did. Of course it did. Obviously it did. Like Liberty and Aces, this was a finals rematch with Sabrina Ionescu, AJ Wilson, with all these players. You couldn't, on CBS, could not get more viewers than a game on Ion with Caitlin Clark. People are watching Ion. Like, it is... She genuinely is like, there's nobody. Again, there's no individual. Like, people are... And this is why Adam Silver's trying to get rid of the individuals in the NBA. He's trying to undo... You've seen it with everything, with every single rule he's bringing in to stop super teams, to stop all this stuff. With every single... Like, with everything about it, Adam Silver's done. He's trying to get rid of the individual, which is what David Stern did to build up the league. Whereas the WNBA, you want to build up this league, screw the brand, screw who the best... And the worst part is, I can't even say screw who the best player is, because she's arguably the best player in the league. And I don't think there's much of an argument to argue her over AJ Wilson. AJ Wilson is better, in my opinion. But it's not a crazy argument. Because if you take out the 7 games in 11 days to start the season, if they don't count... You know what? The 11 and 20 days. That was a crazy start, and that was a bad start. And obviously, in terms of all WNBA MVP voting, you count them games. You just... When you're evaluating a player right now, there's no point. Back then. She has played, 18 games since then. And in those 18 games, she has been 1A, 1B. She was just, through the first 11 games she played, was the 32nd best player in the WNBA. Don't quote stats at me. I watched every single game. She was probably the 32nd best player in the WNBA through 11 games. Obviously, she was figuring things out, not even having much time to do it. Right now, she is at worst, at this moment in time, the 3rd best player. If you want to argue AJ and Stewie over, cool. I don't think there's another argument. And on the offensive end, I know AJ averages more points. There is no better offensive player than Caitlin Clark. There's none. There is none. And just how she can find teammates, the gravity she has, how much easier she makes every shot for the rest of her team, the fact that she hit a mid-range shot, she hit a floater in the last game, working on her weaknesses, is one of the better downhill drivers for guards in the league, not one of the best. She is a good pull-up midi, kind of a turnaround going right, because she can kind of shoot the pull-up midi going left, but she is a pull-up going right from mid, away from being basically the best offensive player the WNBA has ever seen. She has played 28 games. And not only that, there's a reason why more people are watching as the season's going on, because she's playing at a stupid level. And not only that, the team are playing fun basketball to watch. Look, there are fun teams to watch in the WNBA. The Liberty are fun to watch. I think the Liberty are really fun to watch. I don't think the Aces are fun to watch. They're good. I don't think they're fun to watch. The Lynx, as much as I hate Cheryl Reeve, the Lynx are fun to watch. But the most fun team by a country mile is this Indiana Fever team.